Hey, Mag again on another eye-opening truth. Now we go getting some things right here, but shout out to Lester Kelly and Joanna. Yes, VIP subscriber to Mag Be the Truth. VIP Patreon. Much respect to all y'all that support the Mag. Now, we go get into these surgeries that they got for the masses, and I'm gonna show you that no surgery is good. You could have a difficulty, some kind of problem. The doctor tell you it's surgery time, and you basically do it because you know you're going through some things and you don't want to go to it anymore. So you go ahead and get the surgery, but most of those surgery always end up with something bad happening to you after that. You understand that? No surgery is actually good. With a doctor cutting inside of you, putting new things in, none of that shit is good. But always, like I'm going to tell you, the mass is getting destroyed by the government people who own you right here in earth, and then they're going to act like they have the solutions. All of these things is wrong. Like I said, hip replacement and all is going to be a problem for the masses. And I talk about the Johnson & Johnson recalling these hip replacement and these vaginal shit that they made that install in your body. After it's installed in your body, how you going to recall it? This is what I'm going to show you right here. How they do the masses. They approve it. Say, yes, it's good. CDC or supposedly FDA approve these things and say, yes, it's good for these to put and install in your body. And then after that, you have problem coming. We go get into it and break it down. Just make it run.
7:30 CBS Mornings, and the reality is there's a very good chance you know somebody who's had a hip implant. In fact,
Why it's a very good chance that you know somebody that already got the hip replacement or a hip implant. Yes, people, I do know people that got it done. I got a neighbor that got both of them done. As a matter of fact, you got one hip replaced, and that because you got one hip replacement and you got one faulty one, you understand that the one that you replace is not like the one that you have before. So yes, it's gonna break it down and you have to get the next one replaced. I'm not lying, I've seen it with my own eyes. So pay attention, and then the people gonna have problem with the hip replacement that you put in already. Now you have to go back and change it again because some kind of, defect. They have to recall it. You understand that? So you have to redone the operation again. Listen.
Hundreds of thousands of people need hip replacements every single year, and those replacements,
Take a look at the numbers right there, people, and soak it in. Look at the numbers of the people who need hip replacement every year. Take a look at this right here. Unbelievable. Pay attention.
Supposed to last 20 years or more. But in an exclusive investigation, CBS News and KFF Health News found that one particular hip system has broken in hundreds of people.
Listen.
A metal part simply snaps in half, leading
So listen to this, people. It's a metal part they put in your hip for the replacement. Now listen me, people. They're gonna put a metal part in you and say it's harder for it to break or damage. And then damn, this what happened. It break. So why did they use metal in your body? And nobody shouldn't have metal in their body. You should understand that all metal chemical based up. So yes, you put some chemical together to get metal and then you actually install it in somebody's body. Come on, people. And what metal can break or friction and basically bend and change. That's not right for you to do these kind of operations. But that's what they have on the table, the solution after they find a way to destroy you somehow. Listen.
People in need of additional painful surgeries. Consumer investigative correspondent Anna Werner is here. Anna, this has been a long, multi-month investigation. Good morning.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. Good morning. So imagine that you are walking.
Watch the hand sign, people. That's a 666 hole right there. And the hand sign, like I said, they introduced the masses to the beast system 100% in. Now you got caught up with it. I already told you. The medical industry is the destroy for the masses, the destruction, 100%. And if you can't see it by now, you're blind. So guess what? They're the one who are going to come up with all of these things to soothe the remedy and remedy all the problem you have. And all of a sudden, the problems show up in the supposed solution. that's gonna be worse than the one you have before.
A bike or just at work when you suddenly find yourself on the ground because a hip implant you thought you could rely on for years snapped in half inside your body,
Listen, snap
meaning
in
more
half.
surgeries and months of recovery. That's what we found happened to hundreds of people, including one Arizona man.
Listen to this.
56-year-old Brad Little works as a middle school PE teacher, teaching the healthy habits he's subscribed to throughout his life.
I wanted to be an example of physical fitness, so I have always done a good job of staying active.
But in his mid-30s, he says, he developed arthritis in his right hip.
You hear that, people? Arthritis in his right hip. And somebody tell me what caused the arthritis to be in his hip. Where does it come from? How did it just appear? Don't tell me it's from his bloodline and it's something generic. It's bullshit. You better wake your ass up. All of them shit caused by chemical getting in your body. And that's all they feed you. So let's see this right here. In its 30s, his body start breaking down. So he need a new hip. Listen.
He saw the doctor.
He told me right away, if it's hurting you too bad, it's going to be a time you're going to have to get a hip replacement.
There you go. And don't worry about it. The doctor not gonna pass that opportunity. You hear me? Your body probably don't need that right away. I'm telling you right now. A lot of times when the doctor do this right here, it's because they want to. No lie. By protocol, like I said, the doctor working off a damn script. No lie. So that's why when you go to the doctor and you tell him what's wrong with you, when they try to recall the book or go back to the book, if they can't find your symptoms, they don't know what's wrong with you. You understand that? So yes, they're working off something like a script. So yes, the script tell them, yes, you need a hip replacement, a new hip. The one you have ain't go hold up. So they prescribe you to get a supposedly, operation to put in a new hip made out of metal. Listen.
Hip replacement surgery has been successfully performed for decades and involves removing deteriorating hip bones and implanting metal and plastic parts.
You see that, people? They're gonna remove the parts that you see in circle right there, the damaged parts. I don't know what's wrong with it. If it's broken or it's brittle or what's happening, why you're feeling pain and all of that shit, and the doctor recommend putting a piece of iron in you and a plastic ball right there. So yes, people, this is what they're gonna replace your hip with right there. What makes you think that shit gonna last for long inside of your body? And like I say, metal and also plastic chemical compound, both of them. And you install them in your body. What that gonna do to you? Don't worry about it breaking again. That's the last problem you should have, because you have no hip once you put this in. So you already know you have to live without the hip, but you're trying to force it and put that in. But like I say, you have a different problem coming with these chemical compounds post up in your body. Listen.
Typically a ball and cup, which connect to a stem that fits inside the thigh bone. But Little says his surgeon told him he'd be using a more recently developed type of artificial hip called...
Yes, they always have something new on the table. So yes, when you go, we tell you, not the traditional style. I got a new one on the table. Probably want to test it out on your ass real quick, because you are the damn guinea pig in this world.
Profemur, made of titanium.
Listen.
And said that this was something that was for people just like myself who are young, athletic.
What made the Profemur different? It added a detachable neck section between the ball and stem, made in different sizes to try to achieve a custom fit. And manufacturer Wright Medical marketed the product for active people. They even hired tennis player Jimmy Connors as a spokesperson for...
You hear that, people? Of course, they're gonna use somebody that you already know. Familiarity again. They used to brainwash you. So yes, you know this tennis player? Yes, so they tell you this one actually having the hip replacement and do the commercial and sell it to the masses. That's what they did. Do you understand this? Listen.
Hip system. He was quoted on this company website saying his new hip has given me back my quality of life.
And you should never believe it. I already told you, sale pitch is just a commercial. There is nothing there to believe. You can't believe the actor. Do you understand that? This is a government product. The person is a government product. Do you understand that? Government product. He's selling the government product. That's all it is. So why did you buy it? because this person tell you it done the hip replacement and it's perfect. And guess what, people? Now that you ain't got a regular hip, your hip gone. They install some kind of metal and plastic in you for a hip. What makes you think you can be as active as you was? Did they tell you that? They create this special one right here with titanium so you can be active after you get a hip replacement. It was bullshit. You can't put that much pressure on your hip again after you replace it. So how you gonna stay active doing the things you used to do? Makes no sense. It was a trick.
Me to do anything I did before.
Wow, it's
that
bullshit.
helped reassure Little. In 2007, he had the surgery on his right hip.
There you
The
go.
way I felt was just
Go back.
Sure Little. In 2007, he had the surgery on his right hip.
You was
the way I
convincing.
felt was just like I was 20 years old again.
There you
I
go.
mean, it was wonderful.
He had the same surgery on his left hip a couple years later.
What
And
did I tell you, people? What did I tell you? I never miss. I told you I know people that it happens to. You have to understand me. Yes, you replace one hip, soon follow the next hip gonna need replacement. All because of the replacement that you did before. You got altered. A lot of people don't know. You could have an ankle problem, and because of the movements change in your leg or you're walking, because of that ankle problem, you could set off a knee problem. You use one muscle or joint to compensate the next, supposedly. Just to help out the ankle, you put more pressure on your knee. So yes, to help out the next side of the hip that you just replaced. It's not perfect. It's just a metal and a piece of plastic they put to hold it up. There's no way it could be like a real hip. So yes, by you having a faulty hip and a good hip, the good hip gonna becomes faulty as well. You have to understand, because you're being altered. So now you have to exchange both hips. Now you have two fake hip in, and they're gonna recall it. They have to do it. You have to understand this. Now you have to go to another surgery to take it out, and another surgery to put another one in. Now you have to do recovery and everything. Months. I'm telling you, people, when the doctor tell you a lot of times that you need these things, you really don't. Sometimes you need to stay away from the doctor. And that's the reason why they give you, Medicaid and all of these things and insurance. And yes, it's cheap now, or free. It don't cost you to go get checkup. So they can, diagnose you with these things, start the operation of putting things in your body, installing new things. They don't want you to be real human in this earth. They want you to depend on them, installing a new leg, installing a new kidney, all of these things. That's how this world was set up. So pay attention here. Listen.
Everything seemed fine, he says, until September 2017, as he walked down this school hallway.
Turned the corner to head to the locker room, and I felt this click. The next thing I knew, I'm on the floor laying down on the ground.
At the hospital, x-rays showed the profemur titanium neck in his right hip had broken.
There you go, people. The titanium broken, because I don't know what they've been telling the masses about the supposed titanium. Lighter and stronger. Let me tell you something. Those things is bullshit. 100%. And if you pay attention to them, they probably tell you it was created by NASA and them. Some kind of space shit. You should never put this shit in your body. I'm going to ask you a question. What kind of chemical compound built up? Make a titanium. You don't get it. They show you the new iPhone now. And I guess because they want you to buy into it, the new phone, they tell you it made out of titanium. You know what the hell is titanium? Most of y'all don't even know. It's a fancy word, so you jump on it. You need to wake your ass up. So they tell him it's titanium they put in him. It's supposed to be lighter and stronger. So that means he can continue to coach, do all of these things that he used to do, jump around and be active, and then bam, it broke. And remember, he got two of them in. You're going to need to get out both of them right here. Listen.
Snapped in two.
When they showed you the x-ray, what did you think?
Well, I thought, how could this be?
And fixing it meant splitting his
Listen.
leg bone down the middle to get the metal stem out of the bone.
You hear that, people? Wow. Soak this in for a little bit again. Pay attention to what you have to do to correct the problem now. Listen, does it sound worse than the first problem that he have? Listen.
Bone down the middle
Split
to
the
get the
bone
metal
down the
stem
middle.
out of the bone.
There's no way around the fact that there's a failed or broken implant in that patient's thigh. We have to remove it.
Dr. Lee Rubin is an orthopedic surgeon and prosthetic hip expert at Yale University.
You're basically talking about cutting somebody's leg bone in half.
I'm going to ask you a question, people. What was the problem with his hip to begin with? They show you and tell you this is the part we have to take out. But he was 30, he's in his 30s. So why that part of the bone can't mend like a broken bone? Was he got a broken hip? Because if you have a broken hip and you're that young, it's supposed to go back mend. It's supposed to mend back, heal and everything. Fine. You don't have no problem, remending bones in the 30s. Come on, people. Something is not right there. What happened to the hip to begin with? I know a lot of older folks in the 60s, 70s, they have to have hip replacement. Because we already know, like I say, they put all the pressure on the man's body. Yes, you're going to lose these particles. These parts in your body going to be damaged. Now you need new ones. But guess what? The new ones is the destruction of the masses. They just sit there praying for you to come down with these problems so they can install these new things in you. Cyborg human like, but they all gonna fail, just like AI and all of them other shit they installing in your body with the medical industry. They all gonna fail.
We have to open the bone. Yes.
Little's
Open the
wife,
bone.
Kristen, cared for him during his 6-month-long recovery.
It's
It's really devastating to watch your the person you love more than anything in your
Why
life.
is he got on this Kansas City shirt, man? KC. Wow, unbelievable. 11-3-33 coding right there.
Go through all of that.
Crying?
Our CBS News and KFF Health News investigation
this.
found those fractures have happened to hundreds of people. Reports submitted to the FDA describe patients' hips breaking during routine activities.
You hear that?
Hiking, golfing, mowing the lawn.
I'm going to ask you a question. Why did you go hiking and you know you have one faulty hip? Why would you do that? I don't understand. What did they tell you to pump you up to make you think you're supposed to be human after they give you a hip replacement? I already told you it set you back way, way back when you replace a parts like a hip. It's one of the main sources you're holding up, people. You don't get it or what? So yes, they replace that shit, meaning that your body is now more fragile. And you're gone doing hiking, doing all of these things like they tell you can do extra now. No, people, that's not real. You get a hip replacement, that means you're handicapped a little bit. I don't care what you think. There's some things that you're not supposed to do or even try to do now that you have a faulty hip.
Even simply leaning over to pick up a key. And in a court hearing in 2018, a Wright medical attorney admitted the company was aware of more than 760 fractures of profemur necks.
Of course, people, they already know. Of course, every one of them know. It's not a coincidence. They know exactly what it was gonna do. And according to that person's weight, yes, that's what it is. You can say it's titanium, it's strong, and it's this, that. It's according to the person's weight, how much pressure you're putting on that piece of hip that they replace. Yes, that gonna go back to the fault again, a broken hip. That same shit that they put in, what makes you think it can break? Listen.
But she defended the product, telling the court a device fracture does not mean it is defective. Devices fracture all the time.
You hear
But
that?
that's not what the company told doctors. In prior promotional materials, Wright Medical guaranteed the profemur's structural reliability. Dr. Rubin showed us why in many cases that promise and the product didn't hold up.
There's more stress on we call the lateral side, the outside of the neck. And that is where the fatigue fractures or the cracks would begin, to the point where it snapped in half and broke. It snaps just like that.
That's as long as it takes.
1 second.
There you go.
And patient
Because the people's moving around, activity, putting strain and stress, and that's supposed to be fake hip that they put in. And of course, it can't hold up, people. So yes, I already told you, it's a better idea. if you leave your hip alone. If it can't mend back, you leave it just like that, because like I said, you're gonna end up with no hip. You have one bad hip, you mess around, put one fake one in, you have to end up putting another, and then you have to replace them both later on. There's nothing that gonna last long that they're gonna put in your body. Nothing that gonna last forever or last your lifespan. So after a while, yes, friction and all that, and it break. Now you need a double operation to take that one out. You split your bones. You split your bone in half. Go in between, plant another metal after they take that other ones that they put in. Take it out, put a new one in. Can you imagine that pain and everything you're gonna go through again? Better if you just live with the first one. That's just how it is, people. Your body breaking down in this satanic earth. That's what it is. The more you try to correct it, the deeper you go in a hole. Deception they give you for your destruction. Yes, Mag again. I'm gone.